young kids that have grown up on the internet that don't know what life's like without the internet, the social media side of things. They don't know what it's like. So they can, especially football social media, where, like, for example, on Twitter, there's a lot of, you know, accounts with football AVs, with people on there, you know. Like, for example, me, I didn't even get abused. You get?
Really?
Like,
oh.
Yeah, bro. If you, like, the amount of racial abuse I get, like, even on AFTV comments, so many, bro. You get? Like, man. But I understand that it comes with that. You get?
Yeah.
I'm not foolish enough to be like, whoa, why is this happening? You know what I mean? With the way the world is going, bro, I know that's gonna happen.
Who's the worst player Arsenal's ever had, though?
In my life that I've seen.
Yeah, in your lifetime, who's the worst player you see at Arsenal?
What, should I go in positions or?
No, just one player, man. Who's the worst
It's mad
player?
because everyone was just atrocious in their own way. Do you get? Like, you know what I mean? Like we could, for example, like a goalie, Almunia, I never rated him as a keeper.
He weren't that bad, man. He can't be the worst player Arsenal
Almunia, no, as a keeper though. I'm talking about, like, in keeper's history.
Okay, keeper.
Almunia.
Yeah, I remember someone who was worse than him. I can't remember his name though.
I don't know. Almunia, for me, he just used to do nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right backs. I never had an issue with our right backs. Probably Oleg Luzny. He was shambles. Centre backs, Squillaci. Oh. What do you call it? Who else did I not like? That wasn't really good enough, in my opinion. Squillaci, Pascal Sigan. Who else? I don't want to say Johan Juru because there was times he played decent and he was always fighting for the badge, which I respected.
He was injury prone a lot, no? Yeah,
but I always felt we could have had a way better player than he did at that time. But obviously he was a player that Wenger trusted, so fair play, innit? You get? Obviously I weren't in no position at that time to question Wenger. So yeah, and left back, I was happy with my left backs. Ashley Cole, Gail Clichy.
Yeah.
Clichy,
underrated, massively underrated.
Clichy was sick. I loved Clichy. I feel like Clichy, he kind of got his big breakthrough when Ashley Cole left. And that first season when Ashley Cole left, he was just solid. Like, you know what I mean? Just got the ball rolling straight away. And I was a big fan. I was a big fan of what Clichy was bringing to us. Midfielders, I can't lie. Wenger actually done a great job, bro. I'll be honest with you. There weren't that many guys that were rubbish, if I'm being honest. The worst player, it'll probably have to be a defender, man, because they're probably letting goals in. Strikers, Francis Jeffers was good, obviously, coming through. But when we signed him, he didn't really prosper like that.
Yeah.
Shamak wasn't bad. Just wasn't really Arsenal level. Bentner's always been my guy, because all them times he just saved us. You know them last minute headers.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I always have.
I remember he came off the bench one time and he scored.
Yeah, against Spurs.
Yeah. Mad.
Like Benner, I remember them games like from 2006 to like 2011. Yeah, just that period, and there was just times where, bro, it would be 0-0 at Emirates. 5-10 minutes to go, ball into the box, Bentner scores. You get?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember those times. I'll never take that away from him. You get?
Yeah.
But obviously, there was a lot of players that for me that we wasn't levels to compete with Chelsea and Manchester United. Does that make sense? Not saying they were bad players, but there just wasn't levels at that time to compete with the big dogs. Because when we moved into Emirates Stadium, remember, we couldn't really compete with Chelsea. We couldn't compete with Manchester United. Do you get? We couldn't compete. So Wenger had to trust his own judgment on certain players that he wanted to bring in. And we just had to be like, you know what, Wenger, we trust you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he was bringing in some crazy players like Haleb, Baller, Rosicky, unreal. You know what I mean? Flamini was solid. Forget Cesc was that guy. Nasri, unreal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There were so many players. Vela, I remember young Carlos Vela. He was sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fran Merida, he was a baller. Young Spanish footballer. Never really got the chance to break into the first team, but I remember Carabao Cup games. Obviously, it was called Carling Cup them times. He shown us that he was a top talent. Obviously, he didn't sign a new contract, went to Atletico on a free transfer. There was that Reyes was sick, RIP. Jose Antonio Reyes. Get me, great play, great signing. Will Todd, bro, there were so many plays. I can't look at that from 99 to 2007, 2009. Wenger was there was a lot of players, bro. I'll be honest with you. I feel like the only negative thing I can say was he never really got to replace your Tony Adams, your Sol Campbells, Cola Torres. Gallas was a good signing, and a lot of people give Gallas stick, over when Eduardo obviously got. Oh, Eduardo, another man. Oh, Eduardo would have been world class.
He's a baller.
He would have been world class. He would have gone down as one of Wenger's greatest ever signings. Unfortunately, that leg break against that horrific leg break against Birmingham, man.
Yeah,
such a shame. That put a hole into the club. And going back to Gallas, obviously that was the game that impacted his future at the club.
Yeah.
Obviously, remember he went down and just had a little sulk. But I kind of understood that because we capitulated. And he was a captain, and he came from a winning Chelsea side, and he was trying to install that winning mentality. And I feel like, looking back on it now, I kind of understand, but he shouldn't have moved the way he moved, but he done that out of passion and frustration because he really wanted to win at Arsenal. Do you get? He really wanted to win, and a lot of players at that time, they never had that mentality that he had, and they kind of affected by that, and that's how dressing rooms can be destroyed. Little things like that. I remember there was a period Colo Torre and Gallas wasn't on good terms, but they're still playing together.
Here at 3258, we're proud to present you with the best football-specific content. We work with many companies and many ballers to give you, the viewers, the best content possible. You, the viewer, we're always looking to help you improve your skill set. In order for you to improve your skill set and for us to keep making these videos, please click the link down below and buy some equipment. The equipment helps us run this channel, and also you subscribing to the channel helps us producing more of these videos to help you with your skill set and your knowledge of the game. Thank you for supporting 3258.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just little things like that, man. But Sanya as well, Bakary Sanya, great signing. Like Wenger made great signings, bro. I'll be honest with you, great signings. But we was always short, bro. We will always have a great 11. But we won't have a strong bench. And it will just take one or two important players in that first 11 to get injured, and that's our season done, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you say our worst ever player, bro, Silvestre. When we signed Silvestre, bro, that was travesty, bro. I remember when we lost to Barcelona, I think 4-1 at Nou Camp, and Messi done a 1-2 with him. Messi got the ball, passed it so hard to his feet.
That's Messi though, man. Come on, man. That's Messi.
Bro, but no, Silvestre's an experienced player. This is a player that's won titles at Manchester United. You get? When he came, I didn't know why we signed him. I didn't know why Wenger went for that cheap free option, man. I don't know why, man. That kind of cost us, I'll be honest with you.
It must have been something from above, man. Must have been.
But Gary Neville, I remember, said this best, on MNF. I'll never forget this. He said, I understand, obviously, Arsene Wenger couldn't compete with the likes of United, Chelsea. He couldn't compete. He couldn't, he couldn't spend what he wanted to spend. But the problem was the recruitment of the type of profile players he was trying to bring in.
Yeah,
he was bringing so many players that were so similar, bro. Who signed like 5 number 10s.
Yeah.
Always trying to sign ball-playing centre-backs that couldn't really defend. And I feel like Wenger's biggest issue was he didn't really know. After Colo Torre, after Sol Campbell, he didn't really know he didn't really sign any more good defenders, bro. If I'm looking at it, like Koscielny was probably the closest.
Yeah.
He didn't really sign any world beaters, any world-class defenders, or players that had a potential to get there. And that's why I feel like Wenger was. That's what he was down for. Was just that defense. We was never solid, and we was very weak. And Wenger really never was a guy to play with a tactics. He was always a guy to be like, listen, guys, love football, enjoy yourself, go out there, have fun. You know what I mean? Play your football, and that's what it was. And obviously, a lot of teams saw that, and that's how they used to sit off us, remember, and hit us on the counter-attack.
Yeah.
Because we know Rosicky, Haleb, all these players, great footballers, technically unbelievable. But when we get hit on the counter, they don't have the legs to track back. They're not engines. Does that make sense? And Mourinho saw that. Sir Alex Ferguson, they saw that. And they capitalized. And that's what it was, bro. Do you get? And for me, it was Wenger's, it was his pride, and he was his philosophy and his belief to, you know, I'm not changing. This is my way. I will win by this. Do you get?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what it was, bro. I'll be honest with you. And obviously, it was sad to see the way he went. I didn't want Wenger to leave like that, because Wenger's the greatest manager of the history of Arsenal. You know what I mean? Growing up, I was looking up to Wenger. Do you get? Still do. But the way he went out, it was very sad, because I felt like he stayed for too long, and I felt like he still kept believing that he still has that in him. Do you get? I felt like when he won the FA Cup in 2014 against Hull, that would have been a perfect time to leave. Do you get? That would have been a perfect time to leave, but obviously you never, and that's what happened.
Yeah, mad. Obviously, he had a great, reign at Arsenal, but,
Wenger's a legend, bro. He changed. Bro, without Wenger, the Premier League wouldn't be what it is. Wenger came into English football in the 90s, bro, yeah? And said, you know what? I'm going to change everything. Listen, Arsenal, we're changing the diet.
Yeah.
Doing this. He signed Nicolas Anelka for 500 grand. What happened? Sells him to Madrid for 29 million. What happened? What does he do with that money? Like a genius. Goes and buys a new training ground.
Yeah, 100%.
That the club needed. Did you get? Built the foundation. Said, listen, this is how you're going to be eating. This is what Tony Adams, Merson, and no more drinking. None of that. All these players, like, you're going to be eating healthy now. Ian Wright, legend, even says it as well. Did you get? He even says, like, Arsene Wenger changed the whole dynamic of the club.
Yeah.
And he was one of the first managers, bro, to bring foreign players into the Premier League.
Yeah.
Do you get? Because let's be real, bro. When Wenger came in, the
Premier League
wasn't the best league in the world, bro.
Yeah,
the best league in the world was Serie A. That's where all the world-class players was. R9, Ronaldo, they was at Inter.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So all these players, Del Piero, Zidane, Juve, they were all in Serie A. It was Serie A and La Liga. They were the two best leagues. Do you get? When Wenger came in, the whole ball game changed. The influence he had, all the foreign players he brought in. Carnu, Vieira, Thierry Henry, Wiltord, Loren, Gilles Gramandi, all the French players he brought in. Overmars. Just so many players. Dennis Bergkamp. Obviously, he never signed Dennis Bergkamp. But again, you get it? Like, just that impact he had. And then, obviously, as year after year, he was signing more players. Colo Touré started coming through. Gilberto Silva. You know what I mean? So many players he started bringing through, bro. Jose Antonio Reyes. Rest in peace again. Like, he just became that guy, bro. Freddie Ljungberg. Signing him for 2 million. Goes on, becomes a top player. Robert Pires. Like, he changed it. And then what happened? Ferguson, who was running English football at that time, looked at him like, you know what? We're in trouble here, guys. You know what I mean? We're in trouble here. Then Ferguson starts signing players. Starts signing his own foreign players. Do you get?
Yeah.
But now that's broke down doors for all the rest of the foreign players to look in the Premier League and be like, wow, these players are here, they're settling, they're doing good. I want to come here.
Yeah.
The more foreign players come into the league, the more exciting it gets, the more quality we see. Now another blockbuster. What happens? Roman Abramovich. He comes and goes, you know what? There's some foreign players here. I want to invest. Try to Arsenal first. Obviously, we said we don't want.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he tried. He thought, let me try by Arsenal. Didn't happen. Do you get? Then he thought Chelsea or Tottenham. Tottenham weren't really looking like they wanted to sell at that time. Chelsea were very cash strapped at that time. Do you get? And remember that Champions League goal that they call it against Liverpool when they had to get top four. I think it was Jesper. What's his name? He scored against Liverpool, and that was the winner. So they got into the Champions League next season. And then that's when he's just flashing. What did he do? He started buying all these foreign players. All of a sudden, the Premier League is kicking off. Do you get? So where do you think that impact came from? Arsene Wenger. And then now, the Premier League is the best league in the world. It's got the most, it's the most funded league. It's the most high played wages. You get it? So that all kind of stemmed off Arsene Wenger, and I feel like that needs to be shown more. I know obviously not a lot of things went great for him during the end of his career at Arsenal, but that he done bits, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
He done bits, bro. We can't forget Arsene Wenger, bro. He should be given that Sir Arsene Wenger.
Yeah. A few more questions, man, and then we'll wrap up. How do you think fan culture has taken over football? And do you think, like the trolls under the pictures and everything give you guys a bad rap?
Look, we're in a time now where, social media is very active, proactive. Everybody's on it. There's a massive influence. But, like, we are influencers in a way where, we're guys that are coming out onto the platform, speaking opinion. Do you get? Not saying every influence is on point.
Yeah, of course.
But there are some out there, that are trying to dish out the right message.
Yeah.
But also, there also are little kids, young kids that have grown up on the internet that don't know what life's like without the internet, the social media side of things. They don't know what it's like. So they can, especially football social media, where, like, for example, on Twitter, there's a lot of, accounts with football AVs, with people up there, like, for example, me, I even get abused. You get?
Really?
Like,
oh.
Yeah, bro. If you like, the amount of racial abuse I get, like, even on AFTV comments, so many, bro. You get? Like, mad. But I understand that it comes with that. You get?
Yeah.
I'm not foolish enough to be like, whoa, why is this happening? You know what I mean? With the way the world is going, bro, I know that's gonna happen. You get? So I've got to be strong enough to lead by example and be like, you know what? That's not gonna stop me doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
You get? And I know obviously there's a lot of young kids, young black kids coming through, and racism can affect them, bro.
Yeah.
You get? That's why it's our job to be like, listen, it doesn't matter what color you are, we are all equal. No matter what color you are, what race, what nationality you come from, we are all equal. You know what I mean? Don't let little things like that stop you. Because Sterling says it best. We can speak out about it, but, bro, what are the big governing bodies going to do about it? Let's be real.
No.
It's bigger than black and white. It's as bigger than black and white, bro. It's a whole problem with the way of life. What a little baby. Do you get it? It's real life, bro. Do you get it? So it's like, we've got to always strive to do better, lead by example. We've got to invest in our own. We've got to build our own. We've got to start our own little, like, culture. Do you get it? We've got to push on. Remember, we're all doing this for the culture, bro. I'm doing this for the culture because there are people that are young that have coming through the same way I've come through. Same environment I've come through. Do you get it? And I'm trying to open the lane, bro. To be like, look, it's okay to go out there and spit your realness. It's okay to go out there and talk how you want to talk. Do you get it? It's okay, bro. Just be yourself. Be yourself, bro. There's nothing wrong, and you can never go wrong by being yourself. Do you get it?
It's true, yeah, man.
There's nothing wrong, bro. And that's where I feel like our job is, to lead this new world order. Because remember, we're in first generation. We're the first,
social media.
set of social media influencers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So people are still looking at us like, wow, I can't believe you're doing this, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? People are still looking at us like that. But I promise you, there's going to be a time where this is going to be normal, where any person's going to be doing this. You get?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like with mainstream media, they're starting, to, like, meet us halfway. But I think it can help if, for example, footballers, they get involved as well more. I feel like footballers, they kind of hide away.
Yeah, they shouldn't. That's one thing I could say. They shouldn't shy away from it, man. I can give you guys watching a quick, background of my last couple of years. I went away to play in Canada, and Canada is different. Fans, they're not as aggressive towards you, criticizing you. It's banter, obviously. At games, away games and stuff, they'll be saying stuff to you or whatever. But it's not like in Europe. Europe is very much more aggressive. a lot more trolls and stuff. Obviously, you get the odd social media stuff that you have to, you know, look at and you see, but it's nothing like Europe. But I don't know if that is the reason why, but I think that does make you a little bit more warming to a fan. Say, for example, if they are very supportive of you and, you know, I can't really speak for my team because my team was doing well and we were winning like nearly every week. So it's a bit different for me. Of course, your fans are going to be supportive towards you, you know, because you're doing well. But I've got to know a lot of fans, and even some fans I can call acquaintances, and I still talk to them to this day or whatever, you know. That's the difference, you know. I feel like if you can kind of bridge that gap, and I don't know how you do it, then, you know, I think that would be massive. I think Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, obviously has the platform, but does his name and does his brand get perceived in the right light from these footballers? Do they see it as something that is there to, you know, praise footballers? Because I think there's more praise than negative, you know. I don't think it's just all negative. I would say negativity comes from a small portion.
You know, people say that because the start of AFTV, that was that, you know, we wasn't really doing too well, do you get? And obviously that was at, 2013? Yeah. So that was at a time where, you know, we were still doing nonsense, do you get? You know what I mean? There was times I was doing nonsense, we wasn't really at our best, do you get? And that's when people coming out and, you know, that were feeling it, that were just spitting it raw.
Oh, there's a microphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just spitting it. And that's what it was, bro. And I feel like because it started like that, everyone will always remember it for being like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, even, and especially, it didn't really help when players like Bellerin are coming out and, you know, and are speaking on certain things. Like, I understood where it was coming from, but I don't feel like he said it in the right way, because he wasn't understanding the perspective. He was being narrow-minded. He wasn't understanding what it was like being a fan, watching them play. Do you get? He don't understand. He didn't really see it. He just looked at it like, you know what? Why are these guys dissing us? Leave us alone. Let us be. But he don't understand that fans pay their hard-earned money. The money that the fans pay, that's the money that goes into your wages. Do you get? But he didn't really look at it like that.
I feel it's such a thin line between everything. Put it this way, anyway. Yeah, if a fan is normally criticizing you for not working hard enough, the majority of the fans, if they're doing that, normally, you know, there's something that you're not doing right as a player for them to say that. Because no one, when they look at my game, for example, they can never say I don't work hard enough. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I feel like those are things in some footballers, maybe things, like I was saying before, it could get perceived in the wrong way, you know? Maybe it's what they're doing off the pitch. Maybe it's on the pitch, their body language. Maybe, you know, they are just not going through a good run of form, you know? It could be many things.
For more content like this, like, share and subscribe.